In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on May 4th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Mets vs. St. Louis Cardinals, Game 1. It's the last matchup of a 3-game set between two familiar foes in the National League. Taking place in the heart of the Gateway City, the New York Mets are in town to square off against the St. Louis Cardinals on a Sunday afternoon, wrapping up what's been a competitive series between these longtime rivals. This game has some added intrigue, with Tidwell making his debut on a major league mound. It's a big moment for the young arm, and we'll see whether his pitching can hold up at this level or if nerves get the best of him early. On the other side, Palante has been shaky in his recent starts, and he's running out of room for mistakes, with the Cardinals needing consistency from their rotation. The bullpen has already been stretched thin, having to cover a lot of innings on Friday and still recovering from a doubleheader earlier in the week in Cincinnati. While St. Louis tends to play better in front of their home crowd, the Mets have had their number the past couple of years and could take advantage again here. Even if Tidwell finds himself in a jam, he won't be on an island. New York's bullpen has been one of the more reliable groups in the league, currently sitting 8th in earned run average, 9th in WHIP, and also 9th in opponent batting average at .225. The Mets bats are still producing at a high level too. They're ranked 9th overall in offense, putting up an average of 4.82 runs per game. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. The Mets are tied for 9th in runs per game, scoring 4.82 on average, but they're even more dangerous away from home, putting up 5.35 runs per contest on the road heading into Sunday. Their average game total sits at 7.88 runs, which jumps to 8.88 when they're the visiting team. Before Saturday's matchup, New York had seen the under hit in 20 of their first 33 games, with one push. St. Louis has leaned the other way, with the over cashing in 18 of their 33 games. The Cardinals rank 11th in MLB with 4.55 runs per game, and that climbs to 4.81 when they're at home. They've allowed 4.67 runs a game overall this season, but that number improves to 3.63 per game at home. That puts their average total at 9.22 runs per contest overall, which drops down to 8.44 in games played in St. Louis. The Mets aren't just scoring, they've got a chance to keep the bats going strong against Eric Fed, who has been underwhelming this year with a 4.68 earned run average. New York's hitters have fared well against him before, with the team slashing .330, .406, and .491 against him in 112 combined at-bats. On top of that, the Mets rank in the top 5 in both WRC Plus and WOBA over the past week, which points to their offense continuing to click. Meanwhile, St. Louis has been in some high-scoring affairs themselves lately, with each of their last 3 games seeing double-digit combined runs. They're a solid offensive team, putting up 4.55 runs a game, which keeps them just outside the top 10. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres vs. Pittsburgh Pirates. In the final game of a 3-game series in the National League, the San Diego Padres are set to face off against the Pittsburgh Pirates on Sunday afternoon at PNC Park. This one wraps up the series, and all eyes are on whether San Diego can pull off the sweep after a narrow 2-1 victory on Saturday. The Padres have had Pittsburgh's number for a while now, winning the last 8 meetings between the two teams. That success has come largely thanks to sharp pitching and staying steady under pressure. Even though Stephen Kolek is making his first start of the year, the Padres have a strong bullpen behind him and currently hold the second-best earned run average in the league at 2.84. Kolek isn't expected to throw a gem. He just needs to hold the line early, which seems doable considering Pittsburgh's cold bats. The Pirates are still struggling to string together hits and put runs on the board. On the flip side, Pittsburgh will send Andrew Heaney to the mound. He gives them a shot to stay in it, but if the Pirates don't finally wake up offensively, they're scoring just 3.35 runs a game. Ranking 27th in the league, it's going to be tough. Even if Heaney throws a solid game, San Diego's mix of solid pitching and just enough offense has been enough lately, and it could be again here. The way the Padres are playing playing. Their formula of lockdown pitching and smart situational hitting lines up well once more. The difference between these two bullpens is night and day right now. San Diego leads the league with a 1.79 earned run average from their relievers, while Pittsburgh's bullpen earned run average sits at 4.26, 19th in the majors. Offensively, there's a clear gap too. The Padres are 13th in OPS at .717, and the Pirates are way down at 26th with a .642 mark heading into this matchup. The Padres have also won 8 straight games against the Pirates. That's not a fluke. Until Pittsburgh shows they can score consistently, it's hard to find a reason to back them over a team as balanced and steady as San Diego. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Diego Padres money line is our full game side pick. San Diego brings in the second best earned run average in the league at 2.84, and they'll be leaning on their bullpen to help out spot starter Stephen Kolek, who hasn't thrown much yet this year. Pittsburgh will counter with Andrew Heaney, who's been one of their few bright spots this season with a 2.5 earned run average. Neither offense has been lighting it up. San Diego is 18th in runs per game at 4.03, and Pittsburgh is way behind at 3.35. Both of these teams have also struggled when it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position. The Padres are 24th in baseball in that category with a .652 OPS, and the Pirates sit a bit better but still mediocre at 17th with a .713 OPS. Heaney's been solid, and Kolek is an unknown for this lineup, so don't be surprised if Pittsburgh has a hard time making solid contact early on. Also worth noting, the under has hit in 6 of their last 10 meetings, with both teams leaning toward low-scoring games lately, and 6 of the Pirates' last 7 going under the total. This feels like another matchup where pitching will dominate. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus Boston Red Sox. The Twins are squaring off against the Red Sox in the third game of their series, which is taking place at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston has taken 5 wins in their last 8 home games, while Minnesota has dropped 4 of their last 5 road matchups. The Red Sox come into this one with an advantage, mostly because they've been handling right-handed pitchers pretty well. On the other side, Paddock hasn't looked sharp lately. He's struggled in recent outings and gave up 6 runs over his last 2 starts against Boston. It's going to be tough for him to keep this Red Sox lineup in check. Minnesota probably won't be able to get much going at the plate either. They've had a rough time hitting lefties, and Crochet has held his own lately for Boston. He's allowed just 6 runs in his last 3 starts. Even when he faced the Twins in the past, he gave up 8 runs across 3 outings, which still puts him in a decent position to limit their offense here. The Twins are only batting .214 against left-handers this season, which isn't going to help their case. Boston also has a 6-4 record against the run line in their last 10 home games versus the Twins. Neither team has had standout pitching this season, so it's going to come down to which offense shows up stronger. With how much Minnesota has struggled against lefties, this game could lean heavily in Boston's favor. They've been more consistent at the plate, and that could translate into a comfortable win. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Minnesota has gone under the total in their last 4 games, while Boston has hit the under in their last 2. The Twins are averaging just 3.76 runs a game, and in their last 3, that number drops to 3.33. They're only hitting .211 when facing left-handed pitchers, and now they'll be going up against a guy who's given up just 6 runs over his last 3 starts and 8 over his last 3 appearances against them. Boston, on the other hand, is scoring an average of 5.06 runs per game and 4.66 over their last 3. They're batting .254 against right-handers, and they'll face a pitcher who gave up 4 runs across his last 3 starts and kept them scoreless the last time he saw them. The Twins have hit the under in 8 of their last 10 games, and it's not hard to see why. They just don't produce much offense, especially against lefties. I expect the Red Sox to put runs on the board, but I don't think they'll get enough help from Minnesota to push this total over. This feels like a game that'll be lopsided, with Boston handling most of the scoring while the total still stays low. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Tampa Bay Rays versus New York Yankees. The Tampa Bay Rays wrap up a 3-game division matchup against the New York Yankees on Sunday afternoon. Tampa Bay has hit a rough patch lately. They came into this series after getting swept by the Royals and have now dropped 4 of their last 5 games. Meanwhile, the Yankees have had Tampa's number this season, winning 4 out of the 6 games the teams have played. On top of that, New York's been tough to beat at home with an 11-6 record at Yankee Stadium. Taj Bradley is back on the mound for the Rays, and the last time he faced face this Yankees lineup, it didn't go well. He got knocked around for 6 runs in just over 5 innings of work. On the other side, well, Warren isn't exactly a shutdown ace, but he's kept opponents mostly in check. He's allowed 2 or fewer runs in 4 of his 6 starts. At Yankee Stadium, he's done a decent job too, giving up just 4 runs over 10 innings. Warren and Bradley aren't top-tier starters. They're back-end guys trying to give their teams a shot. Bradley looked decent his last time out, but his ability to miss bats has disappeared. Despite throwing over 100 pitches in 2 straight outings, he only managed 6 swings and misses last game. After recording exactly 7 strikeouts in each of his first 3 starts this season, he's only totaled 8 over his last 3. That's not great news heading into a matchup against a Yankees lineup that ranks second in both batting average and runs per game. Aaron Judge and the rest of this Yankees lineup are locked in right now. They're crushing baseballs, leading the league in homers, ranking 3rd in walks, and 1st in OPS. Neither Warren nor Bradley is going to blow anyone away with overpowering stuff, so both will need to rely on putting the ball in play and hoping for soft contact. When Bradley saw the Yankees back on April 17th, they lit him up. 9 hits, 6 earned runs, and 4 walks. He might fare better this time, but it's clear he has trouble handling a lineup this dangerous. Tampa Bay should get their licks in against Warren too. In his last outing, he gave up 4 runs in just over 3 innings, and he carries a shaky 5.63 earned run average and 1.42 WHIP into this start. The Yankees also teed off on Rays pitching in their first series earlier this season, putting up 19 runs over 3 games. They've kept it rolling lately, scoring an average of 5.2 runs over their last 10. Bradley hasn't been sharp, especially away from home, where he's logged a 5.73 earned run average and given up 11 runs across his last 18.1 innings. There's a good chance this game turns into a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus Baltimore Orioles. The Kansas City Royals, currently holding a 17-16 record and sitting in 3rd place in the American League Central, will wrap up their 3-game series on the road at Camden Yards this Sunday when they face the Baltimore Orioles, who are 13-18 and 5th in the American League East. Kansas City dropped the series opener on Friday, losing 3-0 to Baltimore, which ended the Royals' 3-game win streak. Despite that setback, Kansas City has still been hot, coming out on top in 9 of their last 11 games. They're currently just 4 games back from the top spot in the American League Central. Baltimore's win on Friday marked their 2nd in a row and 3rd in their last 4 games, though they're still trailing the American League East leader by 5.5 games. Looking at recent trends, Kansas City has clearly had the upper hand. They've taken 9 of their last 11 overall, and in head-to-head matchups with Baltimore, they've won 4 out of the last 6. The Royals have also been solid on the road, going 4-1 in their last 5 games away from home. Baltimore, on the other hand, has had a tough time beating teams from the American League Central lately, losing 8 of their last 12 in those matchups. Their biggest issue right now is pitching. Baltimore ranks near the bottom in 2 key stats, 29th in WHIP at 1.54 and dead last in earned run average at 5.29. Kansas City has had much better luck from the mound, hosting a strong 3.17 earned run average and a 1.2 WHIP. Michael Lorenzen has been solid in his last couple of starts, giving up just 2 runs over 12 innings on 9 hits. Meanwhile, Kyle Gibson got lit up in his season debut for the Orioles last Tuesday against the Yankees, surrendering 11 hits and 9 runs, 5 of which were homers, in just 3.2 innings. I didn't have faith in Kyle Gibson last time out, and that call turned out to be spot on. He got rocked hard, giving up 11 hits and 9 runs. Sure, the Royals don't have the same firepower as the Yankees, but don't get it twisted, they'll still put up runs. Gibson is likely to get hit early and often again in this one. Lorenzen may not be blowing anyone away this season, but he's been steady, and he only gave up 1 run his last time out. Unless Baltimore's bats somehow go off for 8 or 9 runs, they're not going to keep up here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. So far in the first 2 games of this series, the total has gone under both times, with just 7 total runs scored between the 2 teams. These clubs have also stayed under the total in 5 of their last 10 head-to-head meetings, so another quiet game offensively wouldn't be surprising. For Kansas City, the under has hit in 8 of their last 10 games, and they've allowed 3 or fewer runs in 9 of those contests. Baltimore's been in a similar spot. The under has cashed in 8 of their last 10, with the team averaging just 2.5 runs over that span. 6 of the Royals' last 8 games have stayed under, and that trend continues on the road, especially at Camden Yards, where 4 of their last 5 against Baltimore have finished under. The Orioles have had the total stay under in 9 of their last 10 games, and in 5 of 7 overall meetings with Kansas City. Neither team has been lighting up the scoreboard lately. Baltimore is ranked 20th in runs, while Kansas City is even worse at 28. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.